Hello, my name is Varun Painter. You're watching PowerDrift, and today I'm sitting inside the Mercedes GLS 600 Maybach. Nope, this is not a car video. This is still a bike video. Unfortunately, we're out on a shoot, or fortunately, we're out on a shoot. But let's talk about something important, and that's the launch of Honda's newest motorcycle, the CB200X. What's old, what's new, what's different? Let's find out. With what we heard during the presentation, Honda is actually calling this an ADV. We're going to get to that later, but for now, I'm sure you've been on social media, on their website, you've checked all the specs, but quickly, let me just run through this. So this is basically component sharing, platform sharing. So a lot of the components are actually borrowed from the Hornet 2.0, including the engine, which is the 184cc motor, makes the same amount of power, same suspension setup, both on the front as well as the rear. Same brakes, same fuel tank and same ground clearance, which is a little shy of 170 mm. Now, if you are thinking, hey, can I call this a Hornet ADV? Well, hold on to that thought, because here are a few good things about the CB200X. For example, the riding posture, the rider triangle looks quite comfortable, at least in pictures or at least in their official film. The handlebar is different, it's a little taller, it's a little wider. There's a windscreen in place, which I'm sure is going to offer you better wind resistance than the Hornet 2.0 when you're out on the highway. The seat as well, the actual size of the seat is now longer, which means there's going to be slightly more room for you to scoot around. I don't know how different the seat is in terms of foam or how soft or how harder it is, but we'll get to that when we get the bike for a test ride. But for now, all in all, it actually looks like a really comfortable Hornet 2.0, which can be taken out on the highway. Apart from that, there are a few changes in the dimensions, but the CB200X is actually 5 kilos heavier. How that increase in weight translates to on-road riding is again something that we'll figure out when we get the motorcycle for a full-blown review. Okay, finally, let's talk about pricing. This is 7,000 to 15,000 rupees more than the Hornet 2.0. But we back then also thought that the Hornet 2.0 was quite an expensive proposition for what it had to offer. Now, there is no real competition in terms of cubic capacity or the class that the CB200X sits in. But of course, we have to talk about the X-Pulse 200. The X-Pulse 200 is a genuine, a legit off-roader. The CB200X, well, cannot be denied completely because it might give you some advantage through its knobby tires. When you're standing, the wide handlebar or the tall handlebar might give you some leverage there. But that is a story that is going to come to PowerDrift really soon. Also, before I sign out, the one thing that people need to remember is the fact that Bajaj tried to do something similar years ago with the AS150 and the AS200, and back then it did not work. But Honda's putting money on the bank and saying, hey, we're calling this an urban explorer and we are willing to bet a bank and we are willing to see how far this goes. Will it go or not is something only time will decide. For now, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, there is going to be a full-blown review, more comparisons in the near future, but let's get this going. Comment section right now. Okay, one final thing before I sign out. Ladies and gentlemen, please wear seat belt at the back also. My name is Varun Painter and I will see you later.